from the World War II to the maybe millennium, we all know that. We know that propaganda. Okay, propaganda techniques are changing, but we can call it propaganda. We can call it disinformation. We can call it misinformation. We know the source. Always we know some unknown sources spreading some misinformation, or maybe from some newspaper, from television. But we know the source. It's changing right now. We generally don't catch the source right now.
And people are becoming more media literate.
Yeah. And so, in many ways, I can say that journalists are the last line right now. Line of maybe defense against the how we can say spread of false information, but also they change to gathering information and how we can
do it
spread.
effectively, concisely.
Yeah, it's important because the power of the AI is increasing. The power of the another misinformation, disinformation teams increasing, but also at the same time, our hand is powerful to against to defending to them, because digitalization in two-way the two-way area, maybe dark side of the moon, we can say okay, the misinformation is great amount, it's higher than last century, but also we have some tools, so we have some practice to defense to this misinformation and false information. The knowledge is here, or awareness. We getting more awareness about how to defend our knowledge, because deepfake is very and it change the ideas with using some basic fake videos. It can change may change the perspective of the people on the basic users on the Twitter, for example, at the political campaign times. One fake news, fake video, it can change everything. So I think as a journalist we have to defend against to some new technologies, but we have to, at the same time, we have to use them. We don't say that. We can't say that. Okay, the AI is destructive and changing everything. They use AI for creating fake news. Okay, let's leave AI to them, and let's continue to making some traditional journalism. Let's write some great articles and publish. But we have to defend with the same tools.
Yes.
It's important.
We can utilize them as
tools.
Yes.
Because it's changing, and every moment it can be one more step from us. As a journalist, we can stay same point. Okay, that doesn't matter. They will continue to use these AI deepfakes for to manipulate some people. Okay.
Yes.
I think it's a good question.
Thank you so much for such an insightful response. This brings me to the final question. Given the challenges we've just discussed relating to AI, what is one key mindset shift you believe journalists or journalism students should adopt to navigate this evolving media landscape?
Also, it's a good question too, but I always think about this question, because students always ask, okay, hocam, we are learning this stuff about journalism, but the media landscape is changing. You are teaching about this abilities, but it starts with the, as you said, mindset. Mindset is important term there, because one of the most important mindset shift journalism, I think, shift journalism so should adopt today is the ability to adaptable and we can say open to continuous learning. Okay, hocam, we learn this, all of them. Okay, we graduate this faculty, journalism department, but it isn't stopped there. It will be continue. The media landscape is changing faster than anything ever before. We can say that. So with the new platforms, with new technologies and new storytelling practice, okay, they are emerging all of time, every time. So journalists must be, I think, understand this situation. I mean, journalists must be willing, especially not journalists, journalism students, because it starts with beginning. Journalists must be willing to learn, adopt their mindsets to new technology, new practice, maybe daily life practice. I don't know, because it's mastering new social media tools, understanding how they work, yeah, how to use AI in
to
reporting,
employ them, yeah.
yeah, exploring new formats. For example, the new formats. Every month we can inspect, we can find new storytelling formats, because the data journalism is very trending and very popular thing right now in the journalistic area. They are creating some giant and great stories with using visuals. They create websites, and you can scrolling into the web page with like a game. You can, for example, you can navigate or you can travel into the web page, but this web page is a news. It's a news about, for example, the World War II, their front lines. You can walk like soldiers and understand the World War II ambience, or I don't know, the storytelling things
Becoming
is
more
changing.
real,
Yeah,
more realistic.
more realistic than. Another important shift, I think, it's about is need for journalists to be, I can say, digitally literate. Media literacy. We always saying media literacy is important. Is important. In age of where misinformation, especially and deepfakes are common, we need to learn. Or, of course, as a journalist, we can say veteran journalists, because they are. For example, media literacy generally is about the high school students. We always say that it must be start from beginning, from high school, from college. But on the other hand, it's about the traditional journalists, some veterans, some seniors.
Yes.
They must adapt their knowledge to our
Multifaceted community.
Yeah, because it's important, because this is the age of the misinformation. This is the age of the post-truth. This is the age of the deepfakes. We must learn how to verify misinformation, how to verify disinformation, identify fake news, identify some suspicious information whether it's fake or real. But
Verify,
yeah, it's suspicious, but
Yes.
it may be true. I
Could
always
be malinformation.
yeah, maybe some of parts is true, some of parts is fake, because in Twitter, you know, on the X, they always created some real picture, but
Yes.
with some wrong context.
It's fabricated.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's fabricated. Yeah, so journalists need to be crucial, critical thinkers, right?
Yeah.
Must need to be critical thinkers. Also, they have to learn how to question sources. Sorry, how to cross-check, how to ensure that the information which that gathering, or maybe some sources they have, but they don't sure about is it right, is it wrong,
Reliable.
but we have some tools to check them.
Yes.
Also, maybe finally we can say that citizens should be prepared the fact that their careers as a journalist or media expert, or maybe in other sectors, they prepare for this fact. Journalism is no longer a traditional 9-5 work, like, you know, 9 to 5 job. Yeah, and the tools and platforms they use today might be completely different in the future. Yeah, because journalism is not 9 to 5 job, but if you assuming you are a journalist, you are at work, you will go to work from 9 to 5, and you write something, and okay, I finish my job, okay, I'm going home. It's not like working. Everything is changed, and these social platforms changing the journalism, daily routines, daily routines, also our mindsets. Okay, it's important to understand the changing itself. If you understand something is changing, you can easily adopt yourself the flow of the changing, and it affect everything. I think it's we are talking about some changing, but this changing all affect everything, not journalism. But as a journalist, as a journalism student, we are seeing that it's affecting us much bad, or maybe
More profoundly.
more profoundly. It's important to understand this is the changing itself is important right now.
And to evolve with the
Yeah.
change. Yeah.
Maybe we can start with understand the concept of this changing. It's important, I think. Being flexible.
Flexible and adaptable.
Yeah. But being flexible is important. But being flexible is staying true journalistic ethics. We know that we have some universal ethics. Okay, we can use these ethics in these norms, in the centuries norms. But okay, being flexible, staying with the ethical standards, but constantly we know that learning are key of to following the future of the media is important. Right now, maybe we are changing these deepfakes, other things, bad nature to more positive areas. Thank you for
Thank you.
interview.
Thank you
Really
so
good
much for your
questions.
time.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for all the insight that you have shared on this topic.
Thank you.